Perfect. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're in the world. I would like to welcome you on another online webinar as part of our PPM Summer Talk series. I've got two interesting people here with me today. I've got the speaker of a very interesting magical keynote with us, Bahamir Takmak, and I've got Mary Spark. She will be moderating. They're both very joyful, energetic people with tons to share, and I'm really honored that they both accepted the invite, and both of them actually presented at the PPM Summer Talks already. And if you're asking what's PPM Summer Talks, there might be some new people joining us today. So briefly, it's a conference that we've put together on behalf of Y Summits. And why, if you're asking, see what I did there? It's actually a conference that's running for 5 weeks continuously. Instead of having a 2-day long conference, we're having 4 online webinars a week. So an hour-long webinar a day, 4 times a week, with very interesting people. Talking PPM. Today, a philosophical topic, it's on the agenda. And the whole purpose is to bring PPM professionals and experts together to really share and inspire and get inspired. And it's all of it is happening through our PPM workout platform. And you're gonna hear me say it over and over again. It's all for you, and it's a really lovely, a wonderful tool that everyone can use to get in touch with professionals. We've got quite many members already now, and they've been joining us for the PPM Summer Talks. So feel free to join, hop on board, and start a conversation. And before everything else happens, hello everyone again, and hello Mary, hello Baha. If you'd like to say a few words before we start and before everything takes over.
Welcome to everybody. Great to be here.
Same from my side as well. I'm actually waiting for Mary. She's my moderator, so
that's right. Well, that's right. And I'm waiting for Katie.
What can I say more?
We're all waiting. But I would like to thank everyone again for joining us. This session is being recorded, so it will be found on our Y Summits YouTube channel. If anyone will miss this one. And Mary is going to be our moderator. She's going to introduce herself with some juicy fun facts that might not be found on her LinkedIn profile, as I kindly ask her to do so. And she will introduce Baha with some fun things as well, and he can add to it if he'd like to. This is actually a very interesting, kind of like a live podcast version of a webinar. And it should be interesting. I'm really excited to see how it goes, because it's a new concept, and it really serves as an entertainment and as a wealth of wisdom for everyone else. So up to you, Mary. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to us. It's 3 of us here today speaking, so it's our time to really just have fun and get inspired.
Well, thanks, Katie. And I guess you mentioned podcast because I told Katie before we got started that in addition to a lot of things, I am a podcast fanatic. I'm always looking for a great podcast. So a little bit about me. My name is Marie Spark, and I am in the San Francisco Bay Area in a little island town called Alameda, which is sort of in the middle of everything, but it feels like a small town. And my passion is teaching adult learners. I'm a graduate professor of project management. But anyway, I'm really excited to introduce our speaker, Baha, today, because while his day job is as global portfolio pipeline manager for Sandoz, he is going to talk about the magic of being an equal triangle. And I know that with all the things we're juggling these days, we could all use a little magic. So Baha, handing off to you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much for your words as well, for the introduction. Actually, we are a very short and very small group, so maybe we can also ask the participants to introduce themselves as well, because I saw Gabriel, also Marcelo and Alice and Panayota. So I guess Gabriel is from Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. So if Alice and Marcelo and Panayota can say who are they, and it will be good for me also.
Feel free to. This is, this can be very interactive. So exactly, feel free to unmute yourself, start a video so we can see who you are. Hello, everyone. I can see some familiar faces. And exactly, feel free to say a few words about yourself so we know who you are.
I'll go first then. So my name's Alice. I work for AstraZeneca. I sit within the translational medicine group, and I'm sort of responsible for 2 cancer projects with Daiichi Sankyo. So I'm very pleased to be here and excited to hear what this magic triangle is all about.
Thank you, Alice, for joining us and for joining us for quite many of the online webinars.
Loving it. Thank you.
Maybe we can continue with Gabriel. I mean, I heard that you're from Brazil, Gabriel, and I saw your map. There are some colors on India and some of Brazil. So...
this is the place I visit already, so it's nice to just
okay.
you know, not only for tourism but also for business. Yes, I'm from Brazil. Today I'm working as a project manager and for development of new products for Brazil in Latin America in Fresenius Kabi. You know, it's a Germany company. Fresenius Kabi, yeah. I used to work at Sandoz already.
Oh,
yeah.
I used to work for Fresenius.
I used to work with Fresenius. Yeah, I used to work with Sandoz. Also with my friend here, Marcelo, that I'm seeing here in the screen. He's joined us. We used to work at the same time as Sandoz. Yeah, so it will be a pleasure to be here today.
We are also very pleasure to actually to make the presentation to you here. I think your surnames are same, but you're only friends, right? Marcelo and Gabriel. So one is
yeah, we used to work. How many years now? My God. Don't.
Yeah, it's a long time, Marcelo, a bit more than 10 years, but let's forget this.
Yeah. Let's keep it this. So I originally I'm from Brazil, but I have been working in Germany 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the headquarters of Stada, is a German company.
Yeah.
Mainly focused on generic and CHC products. Now invest, of course, in bio, all this. So I'm responsible for strategy PMO in our global tech ops function.
Okay. I really want to celebrate you on Bortezomib launch.
Exactly.
It was a good one. And I think there's only Panayota, but I think she's maybe...
There's also Peter Olbetsky. He's a fellow from Slovakia.
Yeah, and Peter. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got 2 small children sleeping next to him. He's interested in pharma as a new industry to go. And I'm guessing he has to be quiet because of the 2 children sleeping next to him.
I've been there, Peter. I used to work from home when my daughter was really little with people on the East Coast, and they always wanted me to meet early in the morning. So I get that.
I also get that. I mean, I also have a daughter, but she's not with me today, luckily, so that I can make an easier presentation. And Panayota, I think unmute her, or unmute. I saw. Do you want to say something, or should I start, Panayota? No.
We cannot. Yeah, I cannot hear anything. But yeah, feel free to.
And that's okay. And I would just say I'm going to be moderating, but it seems like this isn't a formal group. But feel free to put things in the chat, and Baha, I'll just interject if I see something in the chat, but given that this isn't formal, we don't need to be so formal about moderating.
Exactly, and I'm gonna actually stop talking to it so Mary can do the work and Baha can introduce yourself. So thank you again.
Sure. Thank you very much for everyone. I will introduce myself, but just want to say that this topic is not anything about pharmaceuticals, so anything about portfolio, anything about Sandoz International, or anything about my previous experience. So I will let you know about myself, but the topic today is mostly the equilateral triangle. So it's a very, out of our scope topic, but I think you will find something from your side as well, because I will also ask Alice, Marcelo, and Gabriel about the things whenever I actually explain. I will just give some examples, and I will ask your opinions, and I will ask which group you represent. So just a quick introduction from my side is my name is my long name only the Turkish people can say is Bahadır, but for international people Baha is the most common and useful nickname. So I'm 42 years old. I'm also working in Germany, like Marcelo, but I'm actually the Sandoz headquarters is in Holzkirchen, close to München. So south of Germany I'm living. I'm mostly responsible for the oncology and gastrointestinal generic products in my company. I'm the portfolio person. So I'm selecting the products, and then I'm deciding on the selection possibilities or prioritization, and then of course we get allocation with other stakeholders. But today, as I explained, I will give a totally different topic about from my professional career. But this is also very important. Everyone, I guess we are on the same page on this topic. So what was the topic is? The topic is life balance. Everyone is talking about life balance. So, but this is a really like a chewing gum topic. So they say, you should have a life balance. Your work-life balance should be very well. You should organize yourself. So how much hours you spend at work? Do you do something with your friends, or do you feel enjoyable when you go to office? So that kind of topics are always discussed previously. So when I was in the MBA class in Istanbul, Turkey, in 2004, my brand management teacher asked us a question. He asked this question, very, I cannot move my slides. Yes, he asked us, are you a equilateral triangle? So everyone stopped, of course. No one can reply and what it means. So he explains, he said that you know that a equilateral triangle, each side is in the same length, and also the angles and the corners are same. So every side actually represents something. So the first side represents you. And of course, we're surprised what he means by us. So, I mean, for example, my family is also, it should be me. But no, he said, no, you are different. Your family is different. And what you do at the office, what is your work performance is different, but they should be same, in the same length. They should be equal. You should give the same energy for all of them at the same time. So that's the reason he gave more information. So for me, whenever I actually listen his presentation, I just try to digest this topic, and I'm very actually interested on the philosophy, and I also took some notes and make this presentation. So in the first slide, what I mean by you is the first question we should ask ourselves is, are we happy? This is a very easy question, but if you ask directly to someone right now in the group, for example, to Alice, Alice, are you happy? The answer is not so easy. I mean, you can of course say, yes, I am, but at the same time, you will think, are you really happy? Is it for today knowledge, or is it this month, are you happy? Or this year, or generally, are you happy? So you start to think about it, because everything is not depending on happiness nowadays. So this is the first question we should ask to ourselves. Are you happy? So do you meet with your friends regularly? So is it easy to make this balance just out from the office? You don't think anything else. You close your laptop and you just go meet your friends. Or what is the last thing you buy for yourself? Do you like buying something? Sometimes right now I'm hearing the minimal life. So you don't buy for yourself. You just keep things that you are using, same things. I also understand this logic. But I'm just trying to say what you invest for yourself. And at the same time, do you look after yourself very well? I mean, are you eating good, or are you taking good, rest? Or if you take care about your body, are you going to the gym, or do you make cycling, or I don't know if you sleep well? And of course, it is in the last phases right now, but have you ever fallen in love? So that kind of topics actually brings you in the topic. Some people are just focusing on this topic, which will not make an equilateral triangle. So this, the energy that we are giving to ourselves should be same for the other topics I was explaining in my previous slide. So you means whatever you do for yourself. And the second part is your family. So if you're married, it can be, of course, your wife or husband or a partner or your kids. If you're not, it can be mother, father. By the way, if you are married, it can be also mother and father. So just think about the siblings, anything it represents family. So the first question is, as you remember, the previous slide is, are you happy? And the next question in your family section, are they happy about you actually? So sometimes they ask, if you ask my sister, for example, she will say that sometimes she's not happy with me because I'm not so frequently calling her. But sometimes if you ask her, that she's really happy with me. So this is even with the siblings, and this thing is always changing. So do you spend good time with them? And do you always regularly go to visit them, or if you talk with them? Or did you buy anything like a present to them, or do you have any, anything additionally, like looking after them, take care about them? Do you listen them always? If they explain you and tell you about their problems, do you listen them, really listening, I'm talking about? Or are you in good contact with them? And the most important question, are you reachable? This is really important. I mean, everyone has the iPhones, the Samsungs in their hand, but most of the time, whenever somebody calling you, whenever somebody is sending message to you, maybe you're not very reachable as you think. So this is the second topic we need to understand. You, your family, and of course, the third topic is your work performance. So where is your office? Are you close to your office? Do you like your job, first of all? Are you satisfied with your role, or you want to move further up? Or do you have a good relations with your colleagues? Do you think the colleagues like the Gabriel and Marcela case, are you feeling like friends? Or are you well organized? Are you good with your deadlines? Do you think beyond the box, or are you creative? Are you a good manager? I mean, this kind of topics, the questions also represent the work performance. So the equilateral triangle, these three topics should be in the same length, which is really, really so hard. But this is the formula of to be happy in any condition. So if we want to give some cases, and I just want to say that I will give 3 cases today. And I would like to ask all of you to also think about which case you are more close to, that I would like to ask the question to you. And also, just for your information, one of the case is representing me, and just try to, and it's also a bit easy and a bit not easy. Please try to also guess which one is me in this case. I will have 3 cases. So the first case we called straight line Ahmed. So as you know, the equilateral triangle, the side is in the same length, but some people is not even a triangle. Some people is only a straight line. So only one thing is very powerful, but the rest of the 2 is not. In this case, Ahmed is 30 years old. He's working in a pharma company. He has some short-term relationships. He's living close to the family, but he's not seeing the family very regularly. He's working so hard. So he even spends some of the nights at the office, many business travels. He likes to do something on the Microsoft Office. And he promoted to a marketing manager just yesterday. So he succeeds. So straight line Ahmed. For this case, I would like to just say one word. And there's a very, very famous Turkish poet, Cemal Süreyya. He summarized life into a very nice poetry. He said, life is short, the birds are flying. It means, when you think about it, it means that you lose someone you care about, and you just realize it whenever you lose someone, how short the life is. Life is short, you never know what will happen, and there is no timeline in the life. So if you spend all your energies for one topic, in this case, it's work performance, that makes you straight line Ahmed, then you cannot sometimes catch the moments in your life. You can miss opportunities. You can miss birthdays of your friends. You can miss good friendships. But if Ahmed thinks that he can spend time with his family or with friends after he reaches his target or objective in his professional life, I should say something to Ahmed. Sorry, Ahmed, but life is really so short and the birds are flying. So the first case is a straight line Ahmed. Is there anyone in the participants feeling themselves like straight line person in this case? You can write in the comment.
Not me.
Okay,
I'm
Alice,
guessing if you're all here, you're not a straight line because you're doing something for yourself
exactly.
by being here. But we all know Ahmet. So hey, I just wanted to interject that Panayota let me know that she's having technical difficulties
Oh, okay.
and can't unmute, but is from GSK and work in the global health unit as an access lead.
Okay. Okay, just take my note. Okay, so the first case was a straight line, Ahmet. The second one is the very interesting one. So it's a very isosceles triangle topic, Isaac. So in this triangle, the only two sides are equal. So it's different than the equilateral triangle. So in this case, two sides are very strong. One side is not strong as you think. So Isaac is 25 years old. He likes hiking, cycling. He has many hobbies. He's playing PlayStation, reading books. He has many friends that he meets with them. He lives with his family, so he sees them every time he wants. He also works in an international advertisement company, but he's a bit late on deadlines. So every morning he tries to motivate himself to go to office. It's not easy for him to go out from home to the office. And he became the team captain, the football team captain in his village team yesterday. So he succeeded for that one. But it's very clear that he's not very strong on the work performance, but he's really strong with himself and also his family. So his friends, his family. And what we can say about Isaac. So, I mean, Montaigne, the one that really my favorites, I can easily say, he said that what I am to choose, what you like, as long as you choose. So this is a really mind-opening sentence for me. I mean, you need to first choose. You need to choose really the one that you need. So, for example, for isosceles triangle people, normally they torture themselves with their work. They're working whole day and they're not happy at all. So this is, of course, one example. It can be a different case as well. But in Isaac's example, he doesn't want to do that job. He just wants to do something he likes, but he didn't choose. Maybe coincidence he became this. Maybe this company prefers him. So he didn't show his attention or strong, desire to find this company or the work or the job he needs to do. That's the reason I totally believe what Montaigne says. So people is free to choose as long as they choose, from my understanding. So that's the reason it makes Isaac the isosceles triangle. So it's not straight line, but isosceles triangle. So anyone in the group feels like that?
Hey, I just wanted to share a comment that Peter made, and he was saying about the straight line that was him when he was younger, that he used to work a lot like that. And I wonder how many people feel like maybe case 1 and case 2 was your younger self, or sometimes it's we all get wise as we get a little older. And I guess Baha was wondering, I'm just going to ask for you whether you were what were case 1 or case 2 at some point in your life.
Yep, actually, I will come that topic. It's a thank you so much.
Okay.
Mary. But it's a good point that I can do it right now. So for me, I was like Peter. I was the case 1, very clearly. I was straight line Baha. So I just when I was in Turkey, I just focus on my career and I just try to do everything for that. But then you realize, when the time passes, when you realize that there's in the life is not only from one perspective to look. So you should check in different perspectives. I mean, just last year, I lost my mom from the COVID disease, and in that time, I said to myself, I'm so lucky that I changed myself from straight line Baha to a different social style, because then I will not have any more experiences with my mom. So sometimes you think that the life brings you lots of things, but the reality is life is short. So you need to concentrate on what you can do in a very limited time.
Thanks for sharing that. I think we've all been through a lot in the last year and a half, and I think many of us have been through life changes or reflective. And Alice, by the way, says that she was an isosceles not so long ago. So Alice, I don't know if you want to share in the chat what made you shift, but obviously this is resonating with some of the viewers here.
I'm waiting to see the case 3 slide, but I'm pretty sure I'm case 3. But yeah, I think my previous job, so I've only worked for AstraZeneca for just over a year, and I think I see myself as a case 3 isosceles in my previous job, and I think my current role has got a lot to do with my my new feelings of happiness. So I'll wait and see what case 3 slides look like.
Case 3 is the
Excellent.
best example, actually, and I understand that you decide to choose the best thing for you, Alice, and you come to AstraZeneca. And by the way, I always say that in my presentations, when you work in the generic industry, like 16 years or 17 years, even this year, you try to start to pick some molecules like football teams, you know. So one of my favorite molecule is osimertinib, which is from your company. Thanks for that. Thanks for the development center and people. So the case 3, and this is the perfect example, is the equilateral triangle Janice. So Janice is 35 years old. She has a bakery in Germany. She started to work early, but she works until 12. Then the partner continues. Her bakery is very well known in the town, and the commercial things are also moving good. So she's earning good money. She has a boyfriend. They like to make hiking tours. So her family is very not so far away from her, but she's frequently visiting her or calling them. And she also makes some salsa bands. So as you can see, she tried to touch each side from her side. And Seneca is the person I really appreciated. It's a very actually long sentence that he said, but in the summarized version, he tried to say that we need to value our time and avoid wasting it all costs. So time is really important. Whatever we are doing actually makes us in the life. So if you just spend your time in front of the computer or your screen, or if you spend all your time just outside, or if you spend all the time reading book, for example, it makes you actually. So the people can see you and whatever you are doing. So in this equilateral triangle people, normally they know when, where, or who to spend time with joy. The keyword for them is joy, because they know what to do in the right time. I'm right now also interested.
We lost your sound. We lost you.
You lost me?
Oh, now you're back. Okay.
Yeah, now you're
sorry.
back. Thank you.
Okay. Right now I see that my internet connection is a problem. Okay. So where did you lost me? In which part?
I think we just lost a couple sentences.
Okay, good. So I try to say that actually I also changed my diet and preference. So I just I convert myself to a vegan diet just 8 months ago. So whenever you change your comfortable zone, and then it also gives you some information and some passwords, some keynotes, how difficult to change yourself. For even just to eat something, you don't eat meat or chicken or egg or milk, but it's a big difference in your life because you have a comfortable zone and you change yourself. So the most important thing is for the equilateral triangle people, they really know how to change themselves. Whenever they see that they have a more length in some of the areas, for example, if they spend more time for themselves, they just make it shorter and put more energy for the side that is shorter than the others. So the most important question we should ask to ourselves, and I guess this is what the equilateral triangle people ask themselves, do we want to behave equal to everything that we need to spend time? If yes, if your answer is yes, then it's a different experience. And I guess because I'm trying to do that, you feel better. You feel better and you can sleep better. You have less in your head but or if questions. So there is a very interesting, and the last slide from my side is the conclusion part. There's an interesting, and maybe Mary, you know it. It's the in the US, I suppose, the Holsti Manifesto. There was a very interesting words I saw there. This is I think 2 days or 3 days ago, I was thinking something about my conclusion, and I saw this paragraph. So it is really saying very, very clearly and very summarized version. I can just pick one word here. If you don't like something, change it. If you don't like a job, quit. If you are looking for the love of your life, stop. They will be waiting for you when you start doing things you love. Open your heart, mind, and arms to new things and people. We are united in our differences. I think this explains the whole presentation I tried to do today. Thank you.
Thanks, Baha. This is a great talk, and I think really resonates with a lot of us as we've been through the pandemic and people's work has come home and their families and their life has all been kind of put into one, I don't know, triangle's the word, maybe like a big pile of dots. So I guess I just welcome the questions of our small audience here, but I guess just I would ask you, just to kick things off, how has it been for you managing this balance of the equilateral triangle during the pandemic? Has it changed? Was that what spurred this talk, or has it shifted your thoughts about being an equilateral triangle at all?
Actually, it helps me a lot, even in the COVID times. So I always try to balance myself for these 3 topics. So for me, I mean, I'm a bit different person, but after 6, if I close my laptop, I never think about anything about Office. So I also close my company mobile phone. So the other time, that left time for the day is mine. So this is, and I also work very efficient, even though I work from home. I try to do the things that I need to do. It's because my work is not only 8-hour stuff. I should do something. I need to finish something. I have targets for months. So I need to be also, I should show my performance for the work as well. And at the same time, I am important. This is the learning I get. I'm important. I should spend some time for myself also. So I need to, I'm making right now very long Isar river walks in München. So just observe people, take some pictures. And from my family side, I'm calling my father and my sister every day and try to help them also in this hard days. And also I have a daughter. She's coming every Saturday to my place. So every day I'm calling her for 30 seconds calls because she's so small. It's just she's only 3 years old. She doesn't like to talk on phone, but I always spend time on this as well. So it's hard.
Yeah, just a comment here, Baha. I feel like there's 2 things that you bring out here that I think are really important. One is being an equilateral triangle means drawing lines and boundaries for yourself. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with in general, but like in the pandemic, you do need to, like you were saying, you turn your laptop off and you shut it down and you decide that, and you make a conscious choice. So, and I think about, okay, my work is done and now it's family time. And I think people struggle with that. So I think I appreciate that. And then the other thing is about making choices. And because you were talking about in that manifesto about making conscious choices about your life and what you're doing with your life and stepping back. And I think those are both very important messages.
Thank you, Mary. I mean, you really give this 2 points, really representing my presentation better right now. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, no, you said it very well. Peter, did you want to, I like what you're saying here about your mantra. Would you like to speak up? Because I would love for you to share that in your comment.
Oh, I think he's got the kids sleeping next
Oh,
to
he has the
him.
kid. Oh, right. He has the kids asleep. So
Yeah.
Peter just wanted to, I just want to say what his comment was. He says, I'm happy. I just do not repeat it enough to myself. And he says it's like a mantra. And I think that's great. Like talking to your, what would you have to say about that?
I mean, I guess we understand each other with Peter because he was also the case one like me. So if you come from the case one topic, you understand all the phases.
And see, now we know he is on this doing time for himself while he has kids asleep at home. So obviously he moved to step 3.
Exactly, change himself. It's very good, really. I also do the same kind of things. And also Alice, for example, in this case, she said that she was the case 2 before, and she's right now, she should be the case 3. This is also very important to choose. So you should take risks in the life, and you need to give decisions. This is the most important thing. I mean, because people really think that life goes and things are changing. Actually, you need to change the things, but life goes, you're right.
So I have a question for you, Baha. You know, I think sometimes when we don't notice where we are, we get it like cases 1 and 2. Those are patterns where you're not necessarily self-aware. You're young, you're doing things, and you're not necessarily noticing them. But usually something happens to make you step back and reflect. So I'm just wondering, is there a key moment or moments for you where you made choices that changed where you were in the triangle?
It's an amazing question. Actually, when I was the case 1, the straight line person, I realized one day that nobody is calling me. So I lost all my friends. So nobody, if something happened to me, nobody will understand easily. So I have no one to talk privately, and there's no one I can trust easily, because I give all my energy only for one topic. Everyone knows me at the office. Everyone knows how hard I'm working. Everyone knows that I can do and solve the problems, but at the same time, the other side of the story, the other side of the town, is a big gap and emptiness. So in that moment, I say to myself, I should do something for myself. I should do something for my family. And this feeling, it comes at the same time in the same, the presentation my brand manager in the MBA class 2004 explained the story. I remember it and started to read about it. So my philosophy interest also starting at that point. So this was the thing to change my habits, let's say.
Interesting. I think, okay, go ahead. There's a question. I was just going to say, Alice mentions that she was an isosceles and did not realize it for quite some time. I'm sorry, was it Gabrielle? You wanted to add some comment too?
No, I believe that this is a very nice explanation. But for example, when you are younger, right, or you start your career, your first thought is to get, say, your professional target. It's come as your priority. At least it's myself. So when I was younger, so for sure I was case 1. It's only work, and to do MBAs, to work in performance. Okay, you used to have contact with family, but okay, with mom, brothers, yes, I used to do so, but let's say weddings, something like that, no, at that moment was not my priority. But then we are getting a little bit older and you get more mature, and then you fall in love, as Bahar said, then you fall in love and you start family, and you have daughters, then you start, let's say, rebalancing your triangle, and then I believe this is our, let's say, normal, let's say, life today. If you ask me what triangle I am today, I would say not neither triangle, equilateral nor isosceles. I would be scaleno today, different, let's say, priorities. First of all, the first is my family today for sure. But why? Because let's say I got married 5 years ago and I have daughter 2 years ago. So for sure, my first priority is my family today, which 10 years ago, imaginable. No. It was my work, but today it's my family. Sure. Of course, then I have to start still working with to guarantee my professional and so on. And of course, in this time of COVID, the friends, let's say that's why today my triangle is the scaleno one, because okay, I still have contact with my friends, but due to the pandemic situation, not able to see each other in face, right? So we more or less lose the contact with them. But of course, as soon as the pandemic is over, we are able to reconnect again. Maybe we restructure the triangle again, maybe for isosceles or to be equilateral as the main purpose. But I believe the way you do today is more or less related to how mature you are, how old you are, in the moment we are living today. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Gabriel, one question from my side. How about you yourself? Are you also giving some time for yourself as well?
I'm starting doing this, yes. And let's say in the last 2 years, yes. As I said, first with family, so was, but then I realized, no, I have to also give time for me. Yeah. So then I'm starting doing this. Yeah. And I also, especially in this pandemic situation, because I've been working in home office since the pandemic started here in Brazil last year, you know. And so this, I try to use the time I used to spend in traffic and to do other things in order to do it myself. So I started doing gym at home, you know, something like that. So I used to take 1 hour driving to the office and one hour back into that. So I was 2 hours lost in the day, only the traffic. But now I use these 2 hours either to study something or to do gym. So that's why I rebalance also during this COVID time, you know, these situations. Yeah.
Alice, did you want to say something? Because you had that wonderful comment about your isosceles.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the probably quite rare people who's actually benefited from coronavirus. So it actually enabled me to move in with my now husband. We got married 2 months ago, which was incredible. So since moving in with him, we've got 2 cats as well. So they've become part of our family. And I think on reflection, at my previous job, it felt like a friendly environment. So I felt like I was interacting with people every day. I was on site. But the role that I was in wasn't necessarily valued within the company. So I think what I've really noticed now is that the role that I'm in, although it's been completely remote because I joined during the lockdown, I really see the value and the impact that I'm bringing, which is fantastic. But on top of that, I kind of think because I'm not actually seeing people day to day, I'm making much more effort with my friends, like my real friends, the people who are truly my friends, not just my colleagues who I like. And I think there's a bit of a difference there. And I think as well, because I am working from home, I've realized actually, I started a new job, was trying very hard at the job. Obviously, I was finding it difficult to switch off, just being on the laptop every day, speaking with people in America, because I'm UK based, so often late into the evening. But what I've realized is that I do really need that me time. So I go for a walk before work, so an hour, 2 hours, no matter what the weather. And I find that that's my me time. And that's really, really helped me a lot to actually be more focused during the day as well. So I think it's just that complete change of way of working for me that kind of made me realize actually there was a lot that I was unhappy with previously. And yeah, my triangle was way off, but now I'm happy to say it's much more closer to case 3.
Perfect. I like your how you name it, me time. I like it. I mean, yes, everyone should find their me times. Like you walk in the beginning, I guess in the morning, even though it's rainy, you try to do that. I also do that after 6 in the summertime. It's perfectly fitting the topic actually. So you give yourself time, you just build your family, you know, it's in a more serious way, let's say. So, and also you move a different company. So yeah, I guess you also becoming an equilateral triangle person.
Yeah.
Alice.
I think one of the things I was thinking about different times in my career when I, had similar crossroads, and there's this realization that you have this fallacy thinking like, oh, well, the more I put into my job, the better I'm doing for my company. And then the truth is you're better at your job when you're a full person, because if you don't take that time for yourself and set boundaries, you're working longer and harder, but you're getting less done because you're never recharging your batteries. And also at the end of the day, I always think of when I was younger, I had a mentor who told me that she had been very driven by work. And then one day it was sort of like you, Baha, she suddenly some things went wrong. Actually, what really happened with her is she said there was one point where suddenly everything was going wrong at work, and she looked around her and she had no other life outside of work.
Yeah.
And I always thought about that. You know, that was one of those aha moments for me. And then I just always find that I'm just better at my job when I have balance. I see Katie's back.
Yeah, I am back. I'm listening. I just didn't actually want to interrupt, but I've actually now you've noticed me. I'm just going to say I finished reading one very brilliant book last night, and right there it said, you know, that people tend to burn out, and it really made me think how that's the mindset of nowadays. How we work, and then maybe we have the little bit of a me time before we really reflect on how things go and how we want the things to be. And once we burn out, then we want a vacation and a vacation from that vacation because we don't seem to get the energy that we need back. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that I know it's challenging and hard to reflect, you know, day to day, but having that kind of little reminders to slow down. And, you know, it sounds cheesy, but all the meditation that has been, you know, going around throughout the pandemic, it doesn't really have to be sitting down and meditating and, you know, sitting cross-legged, but it can really just be breathing, and that we actually are doing it. We know how to breathe properly. We don't need to read books on that, but really just to slow down and to be aware of where we are, how we are, because yes, you know, people tend to become anxious nowadays a lot more than it used to be before, and just slowing down and just knowing that we only have now, and then tomorrow we cannot change that because it's not here. The past we cannot change because it's already gone. And just trying to be, and it sounds simple, and I know it's difficult, but once we understand the simplicity, it can really happen, and we can benefit from that. So I totally understand. You know, I've started as Alice. I started a new job here at White Summits 3 months ago, and you know, trying to put a conference together. And I just thought, how am I gonna do it? And here we are. We're sitting here, you know, at the conference, and it's really interesting how we put so much of pressure on ourselves, and really it's always us, and it's great to have goals, but slowing down isn't that the goal? Like I feel like that's like it isn't who we want to be the goal as well. But that's I know how challenging that is.
Yeah, Katie, that's really great insights, and thanks for sharing. I think you were talking about reading a book, and that we don't really need a book to know how to meditate, and yet we need permission. I think we need someone to give us permission. And thanks, Baha, for telling us that we have the right to take time for ourselves. I realize we're really right near the top of the hour, so I don't know, Baha, if you have any closing words of wisdom or thoughts that you would like to close out with.
Exactly, Mary. I will close with one last comment, actually. I moved to a different part of München just 1.5 months ago. And I was very happy. It's the center of München. It's the first time I'm moving into a nice apartment. And there's one guy who was smoking, and an old guy was smoking outside the apartment. There's a smoking area there, and he was talking Turkish. So I just went close to him and asked him. I'm just introducing myself, you know, the fancy words. I'm talking industry. I'm saying something about myself. I'm talking too much in that moment. And he just looked to me, my face, and say, "Baha, are you happy?" So in that moment, it's really, I understand that this is the hardest question and to answer, because it's changing minute by minute, day by day, you think, but actually there's a general answer. Are you happy or not? So I just want to thank to everyone for listening to me today. And I just want to ask the same question to everyone right now to think. Please don't answer right now, but please think, are you happy generally? And this is a very good introduction whenever you start for yourself to introduce yourself to someone else. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Baha. And thank you, Katie. There was a comment that no one would have ever guessed that you were brand new to your job. And I would just say that you've done a wonderful job with organizing this great set of talks.
You're all really kind and sweet. I had, you know, great support from the Y Summits, and Miro, the CEO, he's been there with me when I was kind of stressing out and not knowing what to do, but he really is a great mentor. And, you know, without you, everyone, and it might sound cheesy, but without you, we wouldn't be here. And that's exactly what we want to achieve, to to have a platform and a tool like online webinars like this for everyone really to, and this was a different one, I would say. This was very wholesome, and but it can happen, like we can have this community, and that's what we are building. So, feel free to anytime to reach out to me or anyone else, the community. And yeah, I would like to thank Baha as well, because I knew that this webinar would be so very needed and fruitful to be heard. And it is recorded, which I'm so grateful for, because I will be posting it online for everyone, and I hope it will reach as many people as it can, because really, who doesn't want to be happy, right? And or content, let's say. And I would like to thank Mary. She's a wonderful, you're a wonderful moderator, and I am so grateful that you both are here today. So it was lovely, and everyone for participating. Thank you so very much. Yeah, and feel free to ask it online publicly and to answer that as well, for everyone to kind of maybe start a discussion about this, because it's a mental health, and it's really important to feel supported and have someone accountable, and it will be lovely to read all that. So I will start that online. I will start it on our platform, and feel free to add anything you'd like to that. And I'm not sure if anyone has any questions anymore, or.
One last question, Baha, is can people connect with you on LinkedIn, or maybe you can provide your contact information in the chat? I am on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me.
Sure, of course, I will be very happy. And thanks for the invitation, and thanks, Mary, for amazing moderation. Really, I mean, I'm very.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Thanks for a wonderful talk. This is really great.
Thank
and
you.
Much needed.
I love the vibe, and I feel we're also very grateful right now that we have the option and the resources to connect and come together like this. So I hope this is going to stay with me for a long time. I'm sure people will take it as a source of energy and great positivity as they go on. And I don't want to tear up myself, but it was gorgeous and beautiful and lovely to listen to everyone, and Baha, for your presentation, but listen to everyone to really share. We're humans after all, and this is exactly what we need: support and understanding and sharing. So feel free to share anything that you feel like sharing. And actually, we've got tomorrow, a little teaser. Tomorrow Mary will be with us again. Mary, you'll be with us with Lorena the Benedictis and Michael O'Connor. He will be the moderator. Michael will be having some moving day things to organize, so we're hoping he will join us. If not, I will be here as a host and moderator as well, in case Mary needs help. I don't think so, but I'll be here. And just be you, everyone. Everything else was said, so I don't want to spoil anything more with everything that was left here. And it was all very, very lovely, as it is always, but this was gorgeous. There are some chats. I'm not sure, Mary, if you'd like to.
Oh, just Baha shared his LinkedIn page, and then Panna Yada said, brilliant use of time out for my workday. Love the authenticity. Thanks to everyone who shared. So
thank you so much.
Thanks to everyone, actually.
Thank you, everybody.
And this is being recorded, so feel free to rewatch it and regain the strength and power and positivity. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. It's going to be a great talk on Mary, if you'd like to.
It'll be on Agile and virtual teams.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the PPM pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
I will join that one, Mary.
Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you there. Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. It was lovely.
Bye, everybody.
And thank you, everyone,
Thank you
again.
very
Have a
much.
lovely day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.